Now we're going back to the book. The next morning, Travis and his teammates awoke around 5:30 a.m. to a huge explosion. A few minutes later, they learned that Observation Post Baghdad, a new makeshift base they had been working to set up in Fallujah, was a pile of rubble. They go to that location with gunfire initially surrounding them before a secure perimeter was established. Travis, Albino, am I saying that right? Albino?
Doc Albino, yeah.
Albino and others spent the next 8 hours entering and re-entering the rubble while their team members controlled the crowd outside. For all they knew, the rest of the bombed-out complex could have crumbled, or there could have been other bombs timed to go off when the quick reaction force arrived. They went into the ruins anyway. Carrying a large flashlight, Travis crawled into the rubble. Sweating profusely due to the heat, which is exacerbated by small fires burning throughout the compound, Travis dug through dirt, sand, and remnants of brick, searching for trapped Iraqis. Travis, Albino, and their teammates recovered 2 injured Iraqis and 2 dead bodies from the attack site. Their selfless actions had an enduring impact on many of the Iraqis who bore witness. So, this is even in America when a building is collapsing, they don't, it's really, really risky to go in there. And Travis is like, no, we're going in. There might be survivors. Iraqi civilians, he has no idea, or maybe they were military guys. He has no idea. He doesn't know them. He's going to risk his life just to go and help them. Back to the book. Less than 24 hours later, Travis's ears were ringing after an IED blew up underneath his vehicle. The blast jarring, pounding force loudly and abruptly halted his vehicle's patrol through the city's volatile eastern industrial sector. Travis had encountered IEDs during his first deployment and as recently as 9 days earlier. After ensuring that fellow Americans and Iraqis were uninjured, Travis looked down at the sandy street where the crude explosive device was buried. "See that wire?" Travis said to another Iraqi lieutenant. "That's a command wire, and it's stretching towards that building. Gather your men and follow me," he said to the Iraqi before turning to his Marines. "You and the other guys cover us just in case there are snipers." "Lieutenant, why don't we just leave?" the Iraqi said to Travis. "Because they'll keep planting bombs around here and kill more of my men, more of your men, and probably kill some kids," Travis said. "So, respectfully, Lieutenant, I'm going over there to find out who's responsible, with or without you." After a brief pause, the Iraqi lieutenant got 3 of his men and followed Travis as he traced the command wire's origin. Rounding a corner, Travis saw a man in civilian clothes kneeling over what appeared to be a pile of grenades, which, along with the attached wires, appeared to be some sort of booby trap. Without hesitation, Travis squared up to confront the threat. The Marines out on the street heard the pop of Travis's M203 grenade launcher and the subsequent explosion. Several ran toward the sound, while others stayed to keep watch over the exterior. The tall, sweaty insurgent took off running, now being chased by a fearless, determined Marine. Travis had a bad guy in his sights, and he wasn't going to let him get away. "Stop!" Travis shouted in Arabic while pursuing the suspect. By the time the U.S. and Iraqi reinforcements arrived, Travis was dragging the frightened suspect down off a wall he had tried to scale in an unsuccessful attempt to escape. After body slamming him to the ground, Travis put the insurgent's hands behind his back, then made sure he was taken in for questioning. The suspect eventually led the MIT team to a room not far from the booby trap, which contained grenades and many more bomb-making materials. Without losing any lives or ruffling more feathers in the Sunni enclave, Travis had helped remove deadly weapons and another terrorist from Fallujah's streets.
Yeah, so when I heard that story, when it was shared with me, one of the other parts of it is that when Travis ended up catching this guy, put a good wrestling move on him, put him down to the ground, the Iraqis actually wanted to take this guy out, and he's like, "No, you're not doing that.
Okay.
We're taking him back, And they figured we'll just take care of this guy right here, right now.
Yeah. And Travis just got hit with an IED. By the way, it must have gone low order, which means it must not have detonated properly. Because if you're in a Humvee and you get hit with a legitimate IED, it hits your vehicle, your vehicle, your chance of survival isn't great. And so to have this guy actually hit you with an ID that you're lucky enough to survive, and then you catch him, and then, you know, I bet you that I wonder I wish we could find out if the Iraqis that saw this, if we could find out what wrestling move he used to put this insurgent on his back. I'm thinking suplex.
Yeah, suplex. Yeah. Hey, he had a good headlock.
Yeah, I bet that was not a happy insurgent at that point. But, you know, this also, the other thing that was good about this is it shows you how Travis had to lead from the front. Because, like I said, the Iraqis are just content to say, hey, let's just go back to base. You know, let's just leave. That's very common for them. And Travis has to lead from the front, has to say, no, we're going to stay. You can stay here, but I'm going to go get these guys. And, you know, kind of shame them into helping them out.
Yeah, you know, and he was doing that, but he was also seeing that the result of that was progress.
Yeah.
That these guys were starting to take on more and more.
Yeah.
And that was important to him.
Even just the fact that they followed him. Yeah. You know, that's what they're doing. And then what they do is they gain confidence and they say, yeah, you know, we can do this too. And that's how you eventually turn over battle space to them.
Yeah.